Let's be real, meal prep takes forever, it's bland, it's boring, and a lot of times it just ends up in wasted food, right? That was me, and I want to show you some better ways to meal prep. Hi, I'm Danny Taylor, co-owner of Vegan Proteins online coaching and vegan figure competitor. We've been coaching vegans since 2008 to build muscle, lose fat, and actually enjoy the process. If that sounds good, hit the subscribe button because we've got your back with practical, no BS tips, tricks, and advice for leveling up your physique. Meal prep is not a one-size-fits-all. There are a few different ways to approach meal prep, and each has its own perks and downsides. So some people love batch cooking, which is making big portions of 1 or 2 dishes to eat all week. It's simple and it's relatively fast, but if we're being honest, eating the same thing every day can get old pretty quickly. Other people swear by portioning out meals for the whole week. Like, think little containers stacked like Tetris in your fridge, which you've seen me do on this channel before. It looks great and it makes eating during the week a breeze, but it is more time consuming, and at the end of the week, you're eating 5-day-old food, which not everyone is super into. Then there's ingredient prep, where you prep the basics like grains, proteins, you chop veggies, you make sauces so that you can mix and match during the week. This one is definitely the freshest option, but it also takes a lot of planning and there's still some cooking involved every day. There are also combinations of all of the above, so they each have their own trade-offs, so there's really no right way to do it. Whatever style fits you best. The key is to have a system that works for your life. So in this video, I'm gonna share my personal meal prep strategies that have helped myself and hundreds of our clients save time, reduce stress, and keep meals exciting and keep you on track towards reaching your goals. And if you do want an extra hand with that, we've got you covered. At Vegan Proteins Online Coaching, we create a monthly meal plan with recipes, macros, and a shopping list, so you don't have to figure that out yourself. So you can get a free month to our Muscles by Brussels membership in the description below, and also keep your eyes peeled because next week I'm going to be posting a video of what I'm going to call the laziest vegan meal prep ever in real time. The goal is to prep for 5 days and keep it to under 30 minutes. So we will see how that goes. Let's get into it. Tip number 1 is have a plan. The most important step in meal prep is having a plan. Without one, even the best intentions will fall apart. A plan is gonna keep you focused, it's gonna save you time, and it's gonna prevent that midweek, like, oh, what do I eat kind of panic. But I do wanna be clear, your plan doesn't have to look perfect. Forget the perfectly portioned containers or the Instagram-worthy photos of meal prep. Maybe you're just prepping lunches for the week, or maybe you just need some dinner staples ready to go. Whatever it looks like, start with something that's manageable and realistic. And here's a big one. Plan meals that you are actually excited to eat. I cannot tell you how many clients I have seen write out these aspirational meals that they think they should eat, like kale salads, quinoa bowls, and whatever else feels virtuous at that moment. But if you're not looking forward to those meals, guess what? You're not going to eat them. They'll sit in the fridge until they go bad and you have to throw them away and you'll end up ordering takeout. Don't waste your time or your money like that. Make sure you're excited about the food that you're gonna eat. Planning should make your life easier, not harder. Yes, there's some upfront time that you need to invest in making this plan, but in the long run, it is gonna save you so much time. And like I said, at Vegan Proteins and our Muscles by Brussels membership, every month, folks get a brand new meal plan that basically does all of this part for you. And the longer you're a member, the more of these meal plans you build up. And if you become a one-on-one client, then you get access to all of them. And I'm telling you, we have a lot. Tip number 2, set aside a specific time to meal prep. Meal prep is not something that happens by accident. So if you don't set time aside to do it, it won't get done. You can have the best plan in the world via step 1, but without an actual time to do it, that plan will stay exactly that, a plan. And all those fresh ingredients in your fridge that you bought at the store will slowly rot in the drawer of good intentions, aka the vegetable crisper. Pick a time that works for your schedule and commit to it. Maybe a Sunday afternoon, maybe it's 2 evenings during the week. The timing doesn't actually matter as long as it fits your schedule. The key is treating it like an appointment. Write it on your calendar, set a reminder, whatever it takes to make sure it happens. And, let's be real, life happens, things get chaotic, stuff comes up, and meal prep might be one of the first things to drop. But if you don't prioritize it, you'll end up spending more time and money during the week scrambling for last-minute meals. The time you invest now saves you hours later. And again, going back to step 1, if things are really crazy, simplify the meal prep. Make it as stupid easy as possible. It doesn't have to require tons of cooking. A lot of it could be pre-packaged snacks or fruits that come in their own little containers, or it can be really, really simple. You don't have to make it really fancy for it to help you through the week. And you also, if you're sitting there thinking like, I don't have time for that, you have to start small. You don't have to prep every single meal for the week. Even prepping a couple of staples like a batch of rice or roasting a bunch of tofu, prepping some veggies, that can make a huge difference in your week. The goal is to make things easier, not harder. Try to remember that good intentions alone are not going to get your meals made. Set aside time, make it non-negotiable, and give yourself the space to get it done. Future you will thank you. Number 3, make sure you have all the tools and ingredients. Nothing derails meal prep faster than realizing that you're missing something important halfway through. Maybe it's a key ingredient or a tool like a baking sheet for those veggies you plan to roast. Either way, stopping to scramble for a substitute, or worse, having to run to the store, can suck the momentum right out of your session. Start by double checking your recipes before you begin. Make sure you have every ingredient on hand and in the right amounts. If your recipe calls for 2 cups of lentils and you've only got a half a cup, that's going to be a problem. The same goes for your tools. If you need a food processor or a certain type of pan, make sure it's clean, accessible, ready to use. Make sure you have enough pans to accommodate all of the recipes that you're going to be making. I have absolutely made that mistake before. I've been there myself, preheating the oven, getting halfway through gingerbread cookies a few weeks ago, and then realizing I didn't have a rolling pin and ended up having to use an old wine bottle to make it happen. Not my finest hour, but hey, you gotta make it work. For ingredients, staying organized is the key. Take 5 minutes before you shop to look at your meal prep plan and write a list. Stick to it when you're in the store to avoid forgetting something or buying random extras that you don't need, which is something I have done a million bajillion times. Before you even start chopping or cooking, pull all the tools and ingredients you're gonna need out and place them on the counter. This might feel like an extra step, but it saves you so much time and frustration later. You won't have to dig through cabinets with your messy, dirty hands, or find measuring cups, or rummage through the fridge for like a bottle of tamari halfway through a recipe. Everything will be right in front of you, ready to go. And it also gives you a chance to double check that you're not missing anything before you get too far in. Meal prep flows so much better when you can focus on cooking instead of stopping to hunt for forgotten items. Set yourself up for success by prepping your kitchen before you start. Trust me, there's nothing more satisfying than breezing through your recipes without a single uh-oh moment. Tip number 4, start with the longest recipe first. When it comes to meal prep, time management is going to be one of the things that makes or breaks you. That's why you should always start with the recipe that takes the longest to cook. Whether it's like a casserole that has to be in the oven for 45 minutes or a soup that has to simmer for an hour, get that going first so it can do its thing while you work on other tasks. This is a really simple trick that saves you a ton of time in the long run. Think about it. If you wait to start that slow cooking recipe until you're halfway through your prep session, you're gonna be stuck waiting for it to finish when everything else is done. By starting with it first, you're gonna be able to maximize your time and avoid unnecessary delays. So this applies to anything that requires extended baking, roasting, simmering, or marinating. For example, if you're roasting a tray of vegetables, it takes 40 minutes, and making a quick tofu stir fry that's done in 15, start the veggies first. While they're in the oven, you can prep and cook the tofu, and both will be ready around the same time. To keep things running really smoothly, I highly recommend using multiple timers. So set one for each dish you have cooking so you don't lose track of time. Most phones have the ability to set multiple timers, and more importantly, give them names. So when a timer goes off, you don't go, oh wait, what was that timer for? And have to go figure that out. So put the timers in your phone, give them names, stick to them, because when you have a lot of recipes going at once, it's really easy to forget how long each thing's been going. A few Well-placed timers can save your meal prep from turning into a guessing game or worse, burnt food. Starting with the longest recipe also helps you stay focused. You won't be scrambling to figure out what to do next because you've already tackled the biggest time commitment first. It sets the pace for your entire prep session and makes everything feel more manageable. Remember, meal prepping efficiently is about working smarter, not harder. Prioritizing the recipes that take the most time really ensures that you're using every minute efficiently. It's a little habit, makes a big difference. Tip number 5, have enough containers. Once your meal prep is done, you're gonna need to store all that delicious food somewhere. Having enough containers may sound like a no-brainer, but it is actually often overlooked until you're standing there with a mountain of food and nowhere to put it. It's not fun to have all of this food done and realize you have no way to properly store it. And I want to make this abundantly clear. You do not need a Pinterest perfect collection of matching glass containers to get started. Anything that seals well and holds food will work just fine. Old takeout containers, jars, or even reusable bags can get the job done. The key is having enough to store everything properly. If you're prepping food for the week, count out how many meals or items you're making and make sure you've got storage for all of them. It's also helpful to consider how you'll use the food. Do you want individual portions ready to grab and go, or are you okay storing larger batches and portioning them out later? If it's the former, make sure you've got enough smaller containers to handle the portions. If it's the latter, larger containers or bowls will do the trick. Another mini tip here, label your containers. You don't need anything fancy. A piece of masking tape and a marker will work just fine. Write what's inside and when you made it. This helps you keep track of what to eat first and avoids the dreaded mystery container situation at the back of the fridge that we have all dealt with. Don't forget about freezer space. If you're prepping meals or ingredients you won't eat right away, make sure your containers are freezer safe. Freezing is a great way to extend the life of your food and save time on future meals, but only if you've got the right storage. Having enough containers and the right ones for your needs makes the transition from cooking to eating seamless. Do not underestimate how much easier it is to enjoy your hard work when it's properly stored and ready to go. Number 6, clean as you go. Meal prep can leave your kitchen looking like a tornado hit it, which is fine. My kitchen literally looks like a bomb went off when I am cooking, but if you clean as you go, you're not left with this overwhelming mess at the end. Who wants to finish cooking and then face a mountain of dirty dishes? Not me. Anytime you have a break, like when something's baking, simmering, cooling, whatever, use that downtime to wash some dishes, wipe some counters, put away ingredients you're done with. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it's not going to be, but chipping away at the mess as you cook can make a really big difference. By the time you're done, most of the cleanup is already handled. Start with big stuff. Wash mixing bowls, pots, and pans you're finished with first, since they take up the most visual space. Next, move on to utensils, cutting boards, and smaller items. Also, another little tip that I find helpful and pertains to cleaning. You don't need a new bowl or cutting board or knife every single time you change recipes. I almost always just quickly rinse stuff in the sink while I'm doing my meal prep to reuse those items so that instead of having 4 bowls to wash, I really only have 1 at the end. So rinse and reuse whatever item makes sense. For example, chop your veggies in batches instead of grabbing a fresh board for each one. It saves time, it saves dishes. Keeping your workspace clear also helps you avoid mistakes. A really cluttered counter can make it easy to forget an ingredient, lose track of timers, or accidentally knock something over. It's gonna make the process more enjoyable. Cleaning as you go does in fact give you a sense of accomplishment, as much as I hate to admit it. You're not just prepping meals, you're also setting yourself up to enjoy a nice tidy kitchen when you are done. And if you're prepping with somebody, split the duties. One person can handle the chopping and stirring while the other person takes care of the cleaning. 𝐬𝐿𝐵 and I do this a lot. He is an outstanding dishwasher. It's a team effort that keeps everything moving smoothly, and the goal, for me personally, is to finish my meal prep session with food ready to go and a kitchen that looks like it's put back to normal. Clean as you go, you'll thank yourself when you're done. Tip number 7, make it fun. Meal prep doesn't have to be boring. In fact, making it enjoyable can be the difference between you sticking with it and turning this into a habit versus avoiding it altogether. If you make the process something to look forward to, it won't feel like something you're dreading. It might even become something that you come to enjoy. Try to create a vibe that puts you in a good mood. So put on your favorite playlist, listen to a podcast, or queue up a Netflix show you've been wanting to watch. This works even better if you only allow yourself to watch said show or podcast while you're meal prepping. It's like a reward for your hard work. You can also turn it into a social event. If you have kids, this can be a fun thing to have them help you with by giving them age-appropriate tasks. If you have a friend with similar goals, you could do it together. Not only does it cut the workload in half, but it also makes the experience a lot more fun. Plus, you get some quality time together while knocking out a productive task. This is also called body doubling, and it is fantastic for a lot of things that are hard to get through. If you're meal prepping alone, use it as an opportunity to unwind while doing something good for yourself. So if you think of meal prep as self-care, this becomes a lot more pleasant. You're investing in your health, saving time, reducing stress for the week ahead. Again, you are doing future you a favor. Try to reframe it in your mind as something you get to do, not something you have to do. And there you have it, my top tips to meal prepping like a vegan pro. Remember, it is not about being perfect. It's about finding a system that works for you and makes your life easier. Forget all the videos you've seen where someone ends with perfectly, beautifully portioned meal prep, even mine. I make those videos for YouTube. I make those videos for inspiration, but my personal regular meal prep often looks very different than that. So just always keep that in mind, that what you see online is a very curated version of reality. It's not actual reality. Find something that works for you. And if you're ready to take your physique to the next level, we would love to help. Go ahead and apply for one-on-one coaching using the link below. Let's work together. Let's get you to your goals, whether you're trying to build muscle or lose fat or just want to feel your best, we have got you. If you found this video helpful, drop a comment. Let me know which tip you're excited to try or if there are any that I missed. And don't forget to share this video with someone who could use a little meal prep inspiration. If you like the video, subscribe, hit the bell, all the things I'm supposed to tell you to do at the end of a YouTube video, and we will see you soon. Bye.